Meghan, an American actress. Andrew, the scandal-shadowed son of the Queen. Two countries, two worlds. Hollywood and the palace, they should have never crossed paths. But one explosive rumor just won't die. It suggests they knew each other since 2012. Same circles, same parties, same yacht scenes, long before Harry was even a whisper in the picture. Did Meghan really know Prince Andrew before she met Harry? And if they did meet, why would lying about it be safer than telling the truth? This isn't just gossip. This is a ticking time bomb under the royal narrative. Let's dive in. The boys reportedly wanted to call Meghan in the Andrew case. That's how deep these connections run. There's a mountain of circumstantial evidence, a web of connections, but proving them? That's the billion-dollar question. Then came that rare moment during Meghan Markle's tell-all with Oprah Winfrey, a moment where she actually, incredibly, told the truth. She admitted on camera that she knew Princess Eugenie before she ever met Prince Harry. Now, that's interesting, right? If you know someone in the royal family before you meet your future husband, you'd think you'd know a bit about that family. You'd think you'd recognize faces, especially the face of your friend's father. But hold on. According to Harry's memoir, Spare, Meghan had no idea who Prince Andrew was when she first saw him. She thought he was the Queen's assistant. Can you imagine? The Queen's assistant? Harry's version of that conversation just feels off. He writes it like this: that wasn't her assistant. That was her second son, Andrew. It feels defensive, like damage control, like they knew questions would be asked, and they wanted to get their version out first. No public confirmation as of now, but there's a reason those questions exist, and it all starts with one woman, a woman who opened all the right doors. Princess Eugenie, reportedly. Eugenie was very close to Meghan Markle, and Meghan spent a lot of time in New York. Guess who else was there? Eugenie. 2013, that's the year everything changed for Meghan Markle. That's when she met Princess Eugenie, not through Harry, not at some royal gala, through a fashion designer named Misha Nanu, a well-connected British designer. She'd been close friends with both Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice for over a decade. These weren't casual acquaintances. These were deep, real friendships. The introduction happened at Soho House, that exclusive, members-only club where the rich and powerful network. Meghan was introduced to Misha by Marcus Anderson, an influential figure who seemed to open all the right doors. At all the right times, they sat together at lunch. They hit it off immediately. Through Misha, Meghan gained access to the York sisters. Beatrice and Eugenie both attended Misha's first wedding in Venice, Italy, a huge, glamorous affair. And Misha's ex-husband? He went to Eton with Prince Harry. Everyone in this circle knew everyone else. It was tight, exclusive, and very, very strategic. This connection to Misha Nanu wasn't just some happy accident. It was crucial, almost necessary. If you wanted to penetrate that royal circle, you needed someone on the inside to vouch for you. To bring you into the fold. And Misha Nanu was that someone for Meghan Markle. But what Meghan didn't expect was how close Eugenie would become to her world. Close enough to be in the same city. For years, Princess Eugenie didn't just stay in London. From 2013 to 2015, she was living and working in New York City. She worked for Misha's ex-husband at an art auction company called Paddle 8. So Eugenie was in New York. Meghan was filming Suits up in Toronto. Both women were in North America at the exact same time, both connected through Misha. NONOO. Both moving in similar social circles. The timeline overlaps perfectly. This was during a period when Eugenie was building her career in New York, attending events, being photographed. Living her life as a young royal, trying to make it in America. And during all of this, Meghan supposedly had no idea who her father was. The math doesn't add up. The geography doesn't add up. The timing doesn't add up. They were both in North America. They had mutual friends. They moved in overlapping circles. Yet Meghan claims complete ignorance about one of the most photographed men in the British royal family. The proximity makes the story even stranger, because when you're that close to someone, when you're building a real friendship, you learn about their family. You see their photos. You hear their stories. You know who their parents are, unless you're pretending not to. But pretending requires a reason, and that reason becomes clear when you look at what was happening in the media during those exact years, from 2013 to 2015. The York family was everywhere. Prince Andrew, Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, constantly featured in renowned magazines and glossy publications. Anonymous pictures surfaced, constantly showing Andrew with his daughters, smiling, waving, being royals. If you were friends with Princess Eugenie during those years, you couldn't escape seeing her father's face. It was impossible. One quick Google search of Princess Eugenie would have brought up dozens of images. With her family Her father. Her mother Sarah Ferguson. Her sister Beatrice. So here's the question that nobody can answer. How do you not know? How do you claim friendship with a princess for 3 years and never once wonder who her father is? Never once Google her name out of simple curiosity? But Meghan wants us to believe she never did that. She never looked. She never wondered. She just accepted that Eugenie was a princess and left it at that. For 3 entire years, the claim of ignorance strains all believability. It insults basic common sense. You don't stay ignorant about something that's plastered across every magazine rack. In every airport and grocery store in the Western world. You just don't. But maybe there's another explanation. Maybe the connection runs deeper than anyone wants to admit, and maybe it starts with someone else, someone who needed the exact same kind of help. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, Eugenie and Beatrice's mother. In the early 2010s, Sarah was in serious trouble. She'd been caught on video in a sting operation, allegedly trying to sell access to her ex-husband, Prince Andrew, for £500,000. The video was humiliating. Her reputation was destroyed. She needed help. Serious help. So she hired a PR agency, a very powerful, very expensive PR agency, one that specialized in crisis management and reputation repair. This agency worked with Sarah to rehabilitate her image. To control the narrative. To get her back into the public's good graces. They even organized an apologetic interview with Oprah where Sarah expressed remorse for her actions. Oprah, the same Oprah who would later interview Meghan and Harry. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Word is, Meghan Markle worked with this same PR agency. As early as 2013, the same year she met Princess Eugenie, the same year she entered that royal-adjacent social circle. Think about that for a moment. Meghan Markle at that time was 6th on the call sheet. Of an unknown cable drama. She was not a star, she was a working actress on a show that barely registered, yet somehow she had representation from an elite PR firm. One that only handled a list celebrities. That's who this agency represented. The top tier, the cream of the crop. So why would they take on Meghan Markle? What did she bring to the table that warranted that level of representation? It doesn't make sense. Unless there was something else going on, unless someone else was paying, unless there was a bigger plan in motion. Both Sarah Ferguson and Meghan Markle, same agency, same circles, overlapping timelines, both connected to the York family, both connected to Prince Andrew. Both needing reputation management. For very different reasons, the connections keep stacking up and they all point in one direction, a direction that gets darker the further you look. No public confirmation as of now. There are rumors that have followed Meghan Markle for over 5 years now. Allegations about wealthy social circles, luxury gatherings, yacht parties with powerful men. Whispers about how a relatively unknown actress managed to climb so high, so fast. With so little to show for it career-wise. They suggest things that most people don't want to think about. No authentic proof exists. But the rumors persist, and you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. When the same story keeps coming up from different sources, from different countries. From different people who've never met each other, you start to wonder. You start asking questions. In 2020, a newspaper reported that a well-known journalist claimed Meghan may have met Prince Andrew before she ever met Prince Harry. The alleged connection? Through mutual acquaintances in elite circles, people with money, people with power, people with secrets. If it's true, it changes everything. It means the story we've been told about how Meghan and Harry met, about how she entered the royal family as this innocent outsider, is a lie. It means she knew exactly who these people were long before she pretended not to. Then there's the unauthorized biography, a book written about Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman at the center of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. In that book, the author made shocking claims about Meghan Markle. She suggested that Meghan and Prince Andrew crossed paths years earlier, long before Harry was in the picture. She even claimed that a photograph, EXISTSA photograph that supposedly proves they knew each other. These are explosive allegations, and the response to these claims? Well, that's where things get truly strange. Here's what nobody can explain: the silence. When you're silent, when you let the rumors fester and grow and spread, people start to wonder. They start asking why you're not fighting back. The silence is deafening, and it speaks volumes. What do you think of this silence? Smart move or a sign of guilt? Which brings us back to the original question, the one that started all of this. Let's strip everything away for a moment. Forget the yachts. Forget the unauthorized biographies. Forget the dark allegations and the shadowy connections. Let's focus on what we know for certain. Meghan Markle was friends with Princess Eugenie for years before she met Prince Harry, that's confirmed. Meghan herself admitted it. Princess Eugenie's face appeared in magazines constantly during those years, almost always alongside her father, Prince Andrew. They moved in overlapping social circles through Mission Anu. They shared mutual friends who connected both worlds, Hollywood and royalty, yet Meghan claims she didn't recognize Prince Andrew when she first saw him. At a royal gathering, she thought he was the Queen's assistant, and Harry felt it was important enough to include that story in his memoir. Why that detail? Why that specific story? It reads like a preemptive defense, like they knew people would start connecting dots. Like they knew the friendship with Eugenie would raise questions. So they got ahead of it. They planted their version of events in a best-selling book before anyone could challenge it. But the story doesn't hold up. It doesn't pass the basic logic test. You don't stay friends with a princess for 3 years. Without learning who her father is. You don't remain that ignorant. In the age of Google and social media and 24-hour news cycles, you don't fail to recognize one of the most photographed men in Britain when you're actively befriending his daughter and trying to enter his world, unless you're lying, unless you knew exactly who he was all along, unless the ignorance was an act performed for an audience that was starting to ask uncomfortable questions. So, did Meghan really know Prince Andrew before Harry? Honestly, we may never know for certain. The sensational rumors remain unproven. There's no photograph that's been made public. It's all speculation, whispers, smoke without a visible fire. But the simple, legitimate question lingers. How do you not know who your friend's father is for 3 years? Especially when her friend is a princess, especially when her father is constantly in the news, in the magazines, in the photographs that you can't escape if you're paying even the slightest bit of attention. The timeline. It doesn't make sense. The claimed ignorance strains all believability. And that's exactly why people keep asking. Because when powerful people tell you a story that doesn't make sense, you don't just accept it. You question it, you look for the holes, you follow the connections, and you trust your instincts when something feels wrong. Something about the story feels wrong, and until someone can explain how you remain that ignorant for that long about something that obvious, the questions will keep coming. What do you think happened here? Do you believe Meghan genuinely didn't know who Andrew was? Or is there more to the story than we're being told? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hype this video up. Share it with someone who needs to see this. And if you want more deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep digging together.